Hi, I'm Randy Gouldsby with R2G Enterprises, and I'd like to show you something you may not have seen before. What R2G Enterprises does is we make license plate flag holders for your motorcycle. And the way these things work is these brackets attach to your license plate holder on your motorcycle, which is part of your equipment, and they sandwich between the license plate and the license plate holder that you have on your bike. We have two different styles here. This one is flat. This one here features a 3/8" offset to avoid reflectors and other things that you may have as equipment on your motorcycle. This last one right here is a kind of a custom order option that is glass beaded for those of you who want to paint these things or powder coat them or whatever to match your bike. All of our brackets are 100% stainless steel, T316. The welds are fused to the tube of the bracket. And if you'll come over here, I'll show you what one looks like on a bike that's been mounted. This motorcycle is a Kawasaki 1500 Classic. It's an 06 model. And as you can see right here, I've installed one on this bike. This bike would have taken either a flat bracket or I preferred the offset bracket. Typically the offset's going to be back behind the license plate in order to avoid if you have reflectors or turn signals or something close to the proximity of the license plate mounting on the bike. Now this could be mounted either through these screws on the bottom or these screws on the top. The flexibility of mounting will be dictated by your own motorcycle and how it's set up, plus your personal preference. With these flags here, typically a good speed is 80 miles an hour. Over 80 miles an hour, there's no guarantee whether or not the flags will stay on. I've actually had one break off at about 90 miles an hour. I should also let you know that when you order one of these license plate holders from us, you'll be receiving one American flag and one POW flag. That's kind of our personal preference. If you decide you'd like to have something else on it, you can go on the web and look under search word miniature flags, and you will find just about any kind of flag with any kind of a statement that you want to put on your bike, from whether it be a national flag, an international flag, state flags, historical flags. You know, the whole idea here is that it's a personal choice, and it's yours to make. Whatever you want to show on your bike, it's your option. But they do come with two flags. I'm going to demonstrate here how these things go on. Obviously I've had this one on before, but I've taken it apart so that I can show you how things kind of go together. You'll notice on mine here that I've glued these plastic spacers that I found at a local hardware store for about 25 cents a piece. And the reason those are on there is because if you look at this frame right here, the frame itself is pretty deep. And so if you try and just screw this thing down tight without any spacers on it, what's going to happen is something is going to bend. So what these spacers essentially do is they take up the space in between the license plate and the license plate backing, the OEM bracketry that came on the bike. And what that'll do is keep you from crushing nice chrome things that you spent money on. And just another suggestion too, buy nice stuff. In other words, this thing was about 35 bucks. There is absolutely no comparison between a $5 or $6 chrome license plate frame and one that you spend a little bit of money on. If you go looking around for them, you will find any number of different kinds of license plate frames out there, just depending on how much money you want to spend. Let's get started. Frames right here. Ready? Yep. Okay. First, we remove the hardware. on R2G Enterprises website, you'll find that we offer polished stainless steel hardware just to save you a trip to the store. Bolt sizes are 1 inch, 1.25 inches. We may actually offer 1.5 inches at some point. But what you want to do is measure and see how long your hardware needs to be. And bear in mind that we only sell nylock nuts with our hardware because we want things to stay in place after it's put together. Now on this bike I had the flag holder mounted to the top 2 nuts. Didn't like it as well as this way. So we're going to mount ours at the bottom here. Now with your spacers, if you'll take a little bit of glue or something like that if you use them, and just put a drop on the back of the license plate or on the spacers themselves to hold them in place, you'll find that it makes this much easier. Okay, go. On this bike here, I selected the offset bracket because for the full plate that's behind this thing, the OEM plastic plate, I wanted to get back behind that. In other words, if you look at it from the side, you'll see that a straight bracket might have put my flags into the bottom of the plate. Again, the offset is probably going to be the more popular of the two. The hardware that we sell on our website is 1/4 by 20. The holes in the flag holders themselves are 5/16, so there's room for adjustment and moving around if you have to. This is ready to be tightened up and the installation is essentially done. The last thing I want to show you is when you get your flags, these flags are going to have to be retained in here. What I do, I take some electrical tape and I've cut like 1/4 inch strips out of it. Take a strip of tape, put it at the top first, and this will set the elevation between the flag and itself and the holder. Like so. Which brings up another good point. These sticks can be trimmed, and probably should be. A pair of side cutters. Done. Take a second strip of tape. Go to the bottom of the flag. And it helps if you tap the bottom, but that flag's in to stay. If the flags fit in tight, ours will fit right, but if you go online and you find one that fits tight, you can take a piece of sandpaper, work down the shaft a little bit, and there it is. If you have any questions, go to our website, www.r2gent.com, and leave us a message. This video will be on there, as well as some other pictures from people who have installed our flag holders on their bikes. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to let us know. Thanks.